Hi, this video is very important. If you're planning to buy a flat in England, then please watch this video till the end. Everything I will talk about I will list here, so you can jump ahead if there's something you don't want to know, although I'm telling you, you don't really want to miss any of the points.
I love it.
Okay, let's begin. Number one, and the one thing that I have just thought about over and over again last night because of something that happened. After reviewing yesterday, I realized that the maisonette that I looked at yesterday was falsely advertised. It was advertised as a share of freehold, but I found out that it's a leasehold. So this brings me to point number one, which is do not believe anything estate agents say. Take everything with a grain of salt that you read on those apps, Rightmove, Zoopla, and so on. Because I'm not saying that everything they say is a lie. However, they only state what they think they know, and then if you scroll down and you read the fine print, it says there that they don't take any responsibility for anything that's on this profile, that this needs to be checked by yourself or by your solicitor. So you have to be aware of this. Number two, extremely important. And I didn't know this until 2 weeks ago, because nobody talks about it. At least nobody has talked to me about it. I wish somebody would have approached me. But anyway, I found out myself. Leasehold is a scam. It's a scam. And why is it a scam? Because you're giving money to somebody for not doing anything. You're buying a property, and if it's a house, you may have a freehold, which is great, but not all houses are freehold, some are leasehold. But if you buy a flat, you should have a share of freehold, which is a share of the land that the building is on. If you have a leasehold, you own nothing. You pay for your apartment, your flat, whatever, but it can be taken away from you. If the leaseholder wants to take it away from you because the leaseholder is the one owning the land, this person can legally scam you. Legally. So stay away from that. Make this government abolish this system. This is the last country in the world that has an extremely outdated system that is just taking advantage of somebody. Do not support that. Make our government change this. Do not buy any properties that you do not actually own. Just don't buy into the system. Number three, another point where people want to kind of scam you again. Auction. Yes, it sounds very tempting. Getting a property cheaper. Temptation. Don't we all want this? Yes. However, auctions do not play in the buyer's favor. They play in the seller's favor. And the reason that is, when somebody sells a property, there are costs. And when somebody does an auction, the costs go from the seller to the buyer. The buyer basically pays everything. And yes, it is possible to get a good deal if you're extremely knowledgeable in the area, the market. The reality is there can be something hidden that you're not aware of, because if you put in a bid is binding.
I did not see it coming at all.
And if your bid gets accepted and you find out something about the property later, something that makes the property maybe in less value than what you bid, you have a legally binding contract and you cannot step away from it. Or if you need a mortgage, can you buy an auction property with a mortgage? Yes, you can. But if the bank or building society later on does a survey and they're not giving you a mortgage for this particular property, then you will already have paid a certain amount of money that you have to pay up front, and that money is non-refundable. And we're talking about thousands of pounds. We're not talking about £100 fee or something. We're talking about thousands of pounds. So in my opinion, this system is too risky for the ordinary person who just wants to buy the first home or just wants to get a family home and basically puts their asset at risk. It's too risky. Number 4. This is something I have only started to think about recently because I've been to so many viewings, and maybe you're completely aware of that, but it only came to mind recently and I want to share this with you. If you buy a property, and there's a lot of properties on the market that need renovation, you need to be aware that if you buy a property that needs renovation, where does the money from the renovation come from? Because if you need a mortgage, the money for the mortgage will only go towards the house. You will not get cash out of the mortgage to do renovation. I can't tell you exactly how much the renovations are going to cost, but it probably needs to come out of your down payment. Hence, then the down payment goes down. Hence, you probably need to aim for a cheaper property. However, if you find a property at your budget and the property is ready to move into, then great. Another point is, be very careful with the service charge, because if it's already very high, it's just only going to go up from here. I mean, everything seems to be going up. If you are already setting off with a high service charge, then it'll only go up, and also it might be more difficult to sell a place with a high service charge. I've seen various properties on the market that are just sitting there, and I can tell you it's because the service charge is just beyond. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which point was the most helpful for you, and have a lovely day. Bye.